Yo, what is going on, guys? This is Jacked YGO here today, and today we're coming at you with updated DDD deck profile list for the post Albaz Strike. Yeah, Albaz Strike I think is what the official TCG name is. Post Albaz Strike structure deck. And more importantly, is the updated combo guide video, right? So if I could match this in with like some of the synchro combos that I was last showcasing and everything, I would, but this is strictly for the pure, which is the most competitive, obviously competitive viable thing. I think people got like a bit of a misread when I brought the synchro, like showcased the synchro list last time. Guys, that was never meant to be like a top end tier list. I like literally mentioned the video saying this is meant for like basically locals purposes only. Like it's not gonna top a huge event, right? Like you can't top a huge event with a list like that can't afford to play hand traps, right? You can, like PPG seen some lists that were doing that, but they're more so like synchro turbo health, right? This is like a 3 to 4 card combo list. Like it's way too glass cannon, right? But it's such a fun deck, and I still bounce back to it because it's just so fun, and it gives you like, it's like really fun Sword Soul is what it is. Like it's a very tactical version of Sword Soul. It's kind of cool, but anyways, that's off topic. So yeah, I felt like it was a good time to give like an updated, obviously an updated list, because we're kind of going to shift into a new meta. So it's hard to say what is going to be. For sure, Albaz Strike is going to be very popular right now because everyone's going to be on it right now. So I'm going to be built towards that until things change around. This is primarily built for, what we're seeing right now in the meta, but also a lot of people will be trying out Albaz Strike, right? Because it's a very anticipated deck. So I am built towards that essentially, but it is a good time. It's a meta shift, so it's a good time to bring out a deck profile. And as well, the updated combo video. This is primarily what this video is for. It's nothing essentially new. But the reason why I'm doing this is because, when I did the whole combo guide breakdown thing, I still wasn't as familiar with the deck as I am now. Like I was very familiar with it and like brought out like a lot of these combos are just stuff like thought of, right? But I mean, now when I look at it, it's like, a lot of these combos could have been something else, right? Like a lot better. So I have about 11 combos that I'm going to be showcasing you guys to really just make sure everyone has a good understanding of what cards go to what ends on what, right? Because the big thing I see is when I'm watching like DB Grinder, essentially is like when I'm watching like DB Grinder videos, and I'll see like the DD player, they're not even bad players either, like they're good known players, but they're still doing like misreads on combos where you can clearly see where they should be going with it, but it's like, why are you ending on that board or why are you just playing it that safe when you can do this and play around nip, you know what I mean? So it's something that I can see and a lot of others can see that some still don't, and I think that's why having something like this can really help, right? So the more help this, the more supportive like this deck is to people, like access to understanding of the deck, I think the better it just gets ultimately. I think this deck can still perform very well in this meta coming up. Hopefully they do something with like the meta is way too stale right now, like way too stale. They got to do something with the adventure package. Scythe surprisingly hasn't been super popular after we've seen the YCS, so you can kind of chill a bit on like preparing for Scythe, which is nice. But yeah, the adventure package is everywhere, and like people are just playing Pranks Adventure. It was always a good deck, right? But our deck will still stand a good chance, especially after the ban list. This deck's gonna be really strong. Definitely anticipate it to be one of the best decks after the ban list, as long as they do a good job. But yeah, I'm not gonna try and talk too much here because this is gonna be a big video. Like I'm gonna try to go through my list like fairly quick, and then just go right to the combos. That's primarily the point of this video. So guys, without any further talking, let's just jump right into this deck profile slash mega combo video, right? All right, I'll see you on my $1,000 DDD map. Let's see it. Oh, okay guys, so let's jump into the deck profile. So nothing else to be said here, I think. The side deck, I initially actually wasn't going to do the side deck because truthfully, I haven't played against the new branded stuff. I know what they do because I've tested against them before, way before the stuff even came out and when it was very popular in the OCG. So I have tested against it a bunch. So I know what the cards do and where their choke points essentially are and what cards are good against them. So that's where the side deck kind of comes in. But you will see, and then where my main deck my main deck is definitely switched up here a bit, and I'll get into that reasoning in a second. So yeah, let's just jump into this. So starting off with the main deck here, I'm gonna put these to the side. So first we're running 3 Kepler. Nothing to be said about Kepler. I mean, yeah, in the Pier, like, I mean, the second effect actually comes up a lot to get Ragnarok out of the scale, right? I mean, the bounce effect, that's primarily the other thing to note about Kepler, right? But other than that, that's all he's for. Newton. Newton, I think, is actually kind of a cool tech if you want to play him. I think he's more of a brick than anything, but he's also a level 7, which can come up. But Newton, this is him here. Newton's a pretty cool card. If you guys actually seen the leaks too for that's something I didn't touch up on. Ghost from the Past 2 got leaked, and we're getting like the other version of him, the other Armageddon, which is kind of cool. I think he's actually probably worth playing. The level 8. I'm probably gonna test him out too. He's a little bit weird. He's kind of like this card, but he also gives he can give Machine X an effect, which is kind of cool. Maybe Machine X will go to 3. I guess I just spoiled my extra deck a little bit, but yeah, we'll have to see about that. It's kind of cool that card's actually coming out, and I think Kepler is also gonna have an ultra. They haven't released it yet. Kepler, I think, is the other one that's gonna have the ultra treatment, but everything else is ultra rare in the deck now, which is really cool. I wouldn't recommend playing like the one-ofs though in ultra, because they can bend, and then when you're shuffling, they can easily fall into your hand. I mean, Thomas falls in my hand like 9 times out of 10. I don't know why that card comes in my hand so much, but it does. Anyways, guys, so 3 Swirl Slime, that's very standard, part of your 3-card combo. So I'm gonna like lay these out here. Gonna go through it like this here. So we're gonna put Kepler here, Swirl here. So your primary 3-ofs here. So the Copernicus here, and put this here, and then Griffin. So again, this hasn't changed, right? These are the only 3-ofs you're playing. These are only pieces that you're playing at 3, because they all equate to something, right? Like opening any of these ultimately gives you Baron combo, and they're all essentially, they all work together. Swirl Slime is, I mean, on its own is bad. With another card like just Ragnarok is bad, but I mean, he's the gas. He gives your deck gas. Like he's the main gas piece. He's like the best piece in the deck, to be honest. Outside of Griffin, but I mean, yeah, you don't. There's no. In the Pier, these are mandatory 3-ofs. There's nothing to be said about that. So yeah, we're just gonna put these to the side. Griffin or Swirl Slime are like the best in the Pier. They're just crazy. So 2-ofs. So we're only playing 1 card at 2. So I'm still playing at Orthros at 2. I was thinking about putting him back down to 1, but just for some deck space. But I chose not to. Orthros is just really good at 2, and he's not really a brick. Like he's level 4 Pendulum, and then Griffin can just special summon. You're basically after the races. You're missing a Necro Slime at that point, but 2 level 4s is essentially just combo in this deck. So yeah. And he's you also kind of want to see him because for one, it's really good in the back row matchups if you have 2. 2 kind of always comes up, I find, like a lot more than usual, to just grab from the deck, and then you don't have to worry about like kind of like utilizing like pop a card. That way you still have another in your deck. If you're playing 1, you have to like use him. Really be careful how you're using him as a resource. There's a lot more resource management that comes in when you're playing him at 1, but as well, if you open him, if you hard open him with your combo, it makes it so Griffin doesn't have to search him for Baron. Griffin just reserves your search for Headhunt, right? So playing 2 Orthros is pretty nice. I always like it more at 2, so I'm gonna keep him at 2. The only time you ever like put him at 1 is if you really need to add more space to the deck, right? So yeah, because you need at least 1 to play, right? But I think 2 is very solid. So onto the Pendulums. The Pendulums, so 1 Ragnarok, 1 Thomas. These are standard, right? I mean, Thomas, man, I remember when like I first made this deck, like when I did the first combo video, people were like questioning why I was playing Thomas, or like didn't know why I was playing Thomas. And like I literally showcased in the combo, like the one combo I found where if you have Gate and then you open Gate with like the Necro Slime or like any stuff like that where you don't have access to Griffin, this gives you access to Griffin. And a lot of people didn't pick up on that at first, but of course now he's a standard staple. He's terrible to open sometimes, not all the time. He can be good to open. I'll showcase you why he's actually sometimes good to open in one of my combos. Yeah, so that wraps up for the Pendulum monsters. Just kidding, actually. I'm actually playing these now. So like a lot of people know me for not playing this package. And I did before, like I did when the deck first came out for a while, and I decided to not play them because I found they were bricking on me more than anything. I decided to move back towards them because for the ratios I'm playing right now, I kind of had to. It's for the tech cards I'm playing, so I had to. You'll see like when I get further in my deck when I'm more so talking about. But these are always also nice to have, nice as well to have. And now Europe and Latin America can also play this card too because it's getting a reprint. Of course it is. If they weren't reprinting that, I don't know what Konami was doing, but yeah, they're finally reprinting this card. So I felt it'd also be good to include it. And also we're doing a combo. We're doing a combo guide, so of course I have to have them. But going forward, I'm actually just going to play Rage until he starts pissing me off with like me breaking on him. Now, he's not the worst to draw because when you draw him and you can still have access to Swirl Slime, you can turn off hand traps, which I think is pretty good too. So that's another thing too, is that I'm trying to find as many ways possible to turn out hand traps, because the one thing I picked up in the YCS that I think a lot of was the main problem for the decks not to pick up steam, like to not go top 32. Like there's no DDs in top cut. And I think the big reason for that is because people now know what the deck does and understand where the choke points are. So I think we remained comfortable with what we already had, but didn't pick up on that people are going to be prepared for it because it was a very popular deck now. And with that being said, you can play, I think when people were building it to make it so it could only play, if you got hand trapped like enough, you just basically passed and sat on a gate. But the problem is the decks right now are just like a lot of decks can just push through and it makes it hard for you, right? So I find the best, I find like another reason why I'm playing Rage is because it's another way to turn out hand traps if I really need to. It also makes it easier to play. If I have an awkward open, I can also just make my Kepler like a level 4 after I play through some hand traps, right? I'm trying to make it, what I'm trying to say is I'm trying to make it the best possible usage of being able to play around hand traps right now. Because I feel like that's a weakness that we had in the YCS, because people now know what to do against this deck, and I feel like now we have to be proactive and play around that. So we can't, like, people know where our choke points are. Nib and multiple hand traps are in people's decks now, so we have to play preemptively towards that. So I felt like putting these in was actually just a good call overall now. And just another thing too is the tech choices I went with just makes it so I kind of wanted to play these. Just benefits my deck better. But at the same time, like I've never not liked these cards. Like I was never really a big fan of them because they're more so bricks for me. But now I'm back on them because I think for the way the meta is shifting and what we witnessed in the YCS, I think it's just best to just play as well. Like we need to play around hand traps. Like we can't play into them. So I tried to make it the best. The most consistent, best way to play around hand traps is what I try to kind of aim this build for. So yeah, so I did jump back onto this package, and yeah, we'll see how it works for me. I haven't actually tested it yet, but because I just departed my deck the other day. So yeah. So anyways, onto the other one-ofs that aren't pendulums. So this is like, I don't really have to explain this, right? Lamia, Necroslime, Typhon. Like these are standard. You still have to play Lamia. It gives you a 1-card combo gate, which I'll be showcasing, which I didn't do in my last video. Necroslime is standard. 1 Typhon. This is standard. Yeah, if you're playing Necro and if you're playing Typhon, you just play 1/1. If you're playing no Typhon, you play double Necro. But Typhon makes so many combos live. Like I'm glad people picked up on this because I mentioned like this makes so many combos live. Like and it also lets you push around Nibiru in a lot of cases, which is really good. But it also makes it just has great utilization. It's not even really a brick either. If you draw it with like a contract, it just becomes live for combo. So yeah, that's it for the DD monster count. I don't know what the count is. I think it's 20 spot. I think it's 20 spot. So yeah. Anyways, on to the contracts. Gates, the Swamp King, and the patent license. So a lot of people are probably going to try playing this at 2 because it is a good card against Despia. However, I'm pretty sure Despia can actually play around this with certain cards that they play. I've had some people tell me that there are cards that can stop this. And if they also play Branded Paradise or whatever that card is, I'm pretty sure it plays around this. So yeah, it's going to be a good card against them regardless. But playing 2 more than 1 I don't think is necessary because this card is such a brick. If you open this and like not... if you just like kind of open this on its own, it's like actually just rubs and salt. So that's all we're playing for contrast. The last DD card, DD Headhunt. So I'm gonna put all the DD cards up front here, just so I can show you all my tech cards and consistency cards after the fact. So yeah, this is all standard, right? I'm still playing the same ratios. It doesn't change, right? So yeah, Headhunt's just crazy. I mean, it's like a game winner half the time on its own. The card's just extremely strong if you use it right. So yeah. So that's it for the DD cards. So on to the tech cards. So as you've seen, I'm playing the Rage package, so I'm on 3 map now. And I'm not playing Small World. So I wanted to give Small World just a bit of a break here and just try something else. So I have nothing against Small World. I still really, really like Small World because the way it interacts with the deck gives it kind of that feel of I'm a big fan with this deck to go all gas, and Small World really gives you gas because it turns any of your cards out to like you can make like a Swirl Slime. It just gives you Baron combo a lot. But I'm on Piri because I'm playing the Rage package, and it's just for the tech cards I am playing. I'll show you. A Small World kind of doesn't benefit too well off of. It does, but it doesn't. It doesn't have as many targets. And also with Small World, Phantasme being the bridge, you can also use Eccentric. But I like Phantasme before. Phantasme, I'm not sure how well it's going to fare into the meta if there's a lot of Albaz or whatever, Despia. So it's, yeah, you can still play the Eccentric, but I think Eccentric's like a really rough brick, to be honest. It's pretty good for spell and trap removal, right? But I mean, it really doesn't do anything else other than spell and trap removal if you hard draw it. So it is what it is. So yeah, I'm on Piri right now, and the last other consistency card is 1-for-1. So you can still play like Small World as well with this. Like some people go like 3 Small World, 3 map. In my last profile, I did like 2 map, 3 Small World. It's completely fine, but I wanted to minimize the deck count as much as I could. So I just went with 3 map, and that was it. Map is still just a good card, especially if you're playing the Rage package. If you are playing Rage package, then this has to be played because it just searches out either Copernicus or the Kepler. It makes Kepler the 1-card combo. So yeah, map is just really good. And again, you can still play around the beer with map because you can search out if you had to normal summon, you can still search out the Rage and play around it like that. Just special the Rage and then go from there. So yeah, it just works. So yeah, I still like map, and I decided I just wanted to try playing it. Now that I'm playing the Rage package, I'm just bouncing back towards the map package. Just for the tech cards I'm playing essentially, and just giving Small World a bit of a break. Like I have nothing against Small World. I still love the card, but I kind of wanted to change it up a bit and just try going for the map package for a bit. And I think it's just going to fare better for some of the tech cards that are going to have to be started. We're going to have to start playing for Despia and stuff, right? So onto the hand traps. 3 Ash, like this is a no-brainer, right? 3 Ash, and then 3 Bell, 3 Imperm. So this is kind of what I'm getting at here. So now these 3 work really well, obviously, with Small World. Imperm doesn't work with Small World, so I decided to not play Small World overall. That's another reason why I'm not playing Small World. And so this is the reasoning behind this. So Ash shuts out branded fusion. It shuts out everything, right? But this is gonna be really impactful because it stops branded fusion. If you stop branded fusion, you hold this for a branded fusion, it can really hurt them. And then Bell I think Bell is gonna be one of the best hand traps going forward. This already does a lot against the meta. People really found out that Bell is a really good card against a lot of decks, especially with Prankers being really popular. Bell just like auto wins. Evil Twins, if they don't have against like a deck like Evil Twins 2, you let them set up. All you do is go spell the Link 4. They don't have anything. So that's really good too. Like it's good against like every matchup really, and then especially against the Albaz deck or whatever, the branded deck. This card is like just crushes. Stops branded in red. Stops the fusion summon cards. It does a lot, right? Branded in red's kind of like Tri-Brigade Revolt for the deck, so this card's gonna be clutch. And then Imperm, against like the more control style deck like branded again, you can let them kind of do their thing. Let them kind of do their thing, and then you can Imperm the card they summon. Say they like this shuts out like a Mirror Jade. It shuts out the if they summon the what's it called, the one that makes you burn. It shuts that out. This stops DP as well. It shuts out a lot of mid-range stuff. This also kind of like shuts out Griffin Rider. Like there's a lot of niche scenarios that it hits, right? And then the rest of the deck can kind of gas through a lot of boards as long as you're not under Scythe, right? So that's kind of where Imperm comes out. It kind of shuts out the one main nuisance on the board, and then you can push through the rest. And then these 2 are just really good. Like Bell, I think it's just going to be amazing this format. So I'm not maining Nib. For now, I'm not maining Nib because a lot of people, I think for now, a lot of people are going to be on branded trying it out. So I feel like Nib isn't necessary because I think that I'm almost positive the deck does not play into Nib unless they start off with the adventure package, and then I'm pretty sure they can still do adventure package and still go for like a Dragoon and stuff like that. So it's probably not worth it. It is what it is, but yeah, for now I'm keeping Nib out of the main deck for now, but we'll see what the meta shapes up to be. For now, just 9 hand traps. I also want to cut my hand traps down a little bit. I still have a good chance to see 2. This is a 40 card deck, by the way. So this is 40. I want to play 40 solid, just for sheer consistency purposes and more gas. And still having 9 hand traps, I think, is pretty good. You still have a decent chance at seeing 2. I think when you're playing, I think it's about a 33% chance or something like that to see 2, which isn't bad. So 1 out of every 3 hands you should see 2, which is all right. But it is what it is. I'm just gonna stick with this for now. I was kind of getting sick of seeing too many hand traps and not enough gas in my hand, and I want to just play a build that's going to see as much gas as possible while still being able to play around an abundance of hand traps. Like I was saying, like 40 cards makes it easier to see my 3-card combo, makes it easier to if I have a lot of gas and I get hand trapped like twice, I can still have access to the Cerberus and Rage package to make my Kepler combo live, right? So yeah. And then these are kind of just really high impact hand traps. I feel they're like mid-range high impact. Ghost Spell I think is gonna be one of the best hand traps in this format. So yeah. So that's enough about that. So that's 40 card clean. I'm kind of happy about that. I like just knowing I'm playing 40 cards, and the math behind it's all right. The ratios work out pretty good. You do have a higher chance of seeing your bricks, but at the same time, it's meant to leverage the gas, leverage more pieces in your hand, right? So yeah. So go on to the extract here. Double Genghis, 1 big Genghis. Like, I'm not going to explain this. So D-Arc, I'm still playing D-Arc because it's really essential to like a lot of the combos I do. I can also fusion summon Dark, normal summon, make Baron. So yeah, D-Arc is really good. You can also play Dahark if you want, the Dark Charmer. But I just don't have the room. Yeah, I'm just gonna like fly through this. So this is all still standard. Baron, Siegfried, Caesar, Double Machine X, Zeus. You can play 3 if you want. I've seen some people playing 3. That's pretty good, but I think I've never ever needed the 3rd one, honestly. It's never came up for me. I think if you just can like carefully manage this, unless you're in like a really grindy game, the Dark I think is going to come up more than the 3rd Machine X, but it just really depends. And then the triple Gilgamesh. Some people also want to cut this down to 2. I think everyone in the OCG cuts this down to 2, but you can do whatever you want, honestly. But 3 comes up for me quite often too, especially on the bounce back. So yeah. So that's it for the extra. Then going into the side, so Gamma package, nothing to be said. This is still going to stay here because it's like the best. It just hits everything. Gamma's going to stay. Triple Nib. For now, like I said, I'm just going to leave this in the side and see how it pans out. Nib is like good paired with another hand trap, but I'm only on 9 hand traps, so I figured I might as well play some more so like mid-range necessary hand traps. And like I said, I don't know if how good this is going to be if a lot of people are going to be playing Despia, so I'm a little bit on the bridge with this right now, but for now, I'm just going to put it in the side deck because this is a very undecided meta right now. I mean, we just had the YCS, but especially with a meta-shifting deck like Despia coming out, it really depends, right? So for now, it's just staying on my side. So now double token collector. This card adventures everywhere, so this card I think has to be played, and it's really beneficial in DDs because it's a level 4 fiend. It literally gives you access to the rank 4 instantly on your follow-up, so yeah, really good in this deck. So next up is going to be kind of interesting. Triple Cyclone. So this deck is really, really good against back row decks, but this isn't really here for back row. So this is here for Prank Kids, primarily for Prank Kids and Despia. The reason why this is actually really good against Despia is because you hit their Brandon in red, it forces out their, you hit their face down, which is typically the Brandon in red, and you hit Brandon in red and it forces out the Chimera. So if you don't get a Chimera pop for 2 on your turn or whatever, which is kind of annoying. So this just shuts out, it forces out that. It forces out the Prank Kids card, the Pandemonium as well, right? So this card I think is actually going to be really, really good going forward. So I'm going to keep Cyclone to my side. And then lastly, I'm going double tactics, one call by. So these are my brothers. I sold my secret tactics a while ago and I haven't bothered picking any up, but I'm going to be using these for now. Tactics can also go in second against certain decks because no one plays around this card, and it's really, really good if it chokes them up. Like if they're not playing around this, it can literally just auto win games. But this is primarily for going first. A lot of hand traps in the meta, right? So if I'm going second and I lost or whatever, like I just put this in, so I'm pretty safe around hand traps, right? So I have the Abundance of Gas. I have the Ton of Gas with the Rage package, and then this also for going first, right? So really plays around hand traps effectively, right? So yeah. All right, guys. So that was the deck profile. That was quite a bit of talking. My throat got pretty dry while I was saying all that. So yeah. So that's gonna be it for this. But now I'm gonna move into. I've got about 11 combos I want to show you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into that as soon as possible. So I'm going to get some water and then I'm going to jump right into that. I'll see you in a sec. Alright guys, so starting things off is the 1-card Kepler combo. So this is combo number 1. Let's jump right into this. So the reason why I'm showing this is because it's a little bit revised from last time. Last time I showed it how I did it differently. And when I showcased the normal way to do it, I didn't exactly do it correctly because I was streamlining to go in the other way. So I'm just going to touch base on this real quick. So Kepler effect search, if you don't know this yet. Gate effect search, special searches the Griffin. Searching out Griffin, Griffin special summons itself. Link 2. Gilgamesh uses the effect. It's going to place the scales. You're going to scale up the Cerberus package, the Rage Cerberus. Take 1,000. You take 1,000 because this hasn't essentially been placed in scale yet. This is already resolved. So you're going to Pendulum Summon 2. Use this effect if you have a spare DD card in hand or Dark Contract. Cerberus effect to make this level 4. If they ghost over you, oh well. We're not playing around that right now. For this video's sake, I'm just doing normal combo showcase. You're going to go to the Caesar. Now, you're going to stop here. You're not just going to stop here, but you don't go into Tell here. So what you do is you link these two as is. To another Gilgamesh, and then you're gonna go effect the Caesar engrave to add the contract. So the reason why you do this is because you get an extra additional contracts for another suck up, right? So you're gonna activate Swamp King, use the effect. You're gonna banish the Kepler and the Gilgamesh. These two are kind of crucial pieces, so you want them engraved. And you're gonna go for the Genghis. Now you're going to overlay. You're actually going to put Genghis here. I like having the extra deck monsters in the center zones to not to take up any scale slots. So you're going to go here, overlay for the Machine X. And you're going to go Genghis effect. Target special summon the Griffin. Griffin will use the effect. Searches out the trap. Searches the headhunt. So that's your end board. The thing I did differently than the first time around was me going to the Caesar gives me the additional Swamp King. So now this is a 4 suck up, and headhunt is face down. So what I did in the other video too is that I linked these off, made a link, and then this revived back the I instead of reviving this, I had summoned this, and then I was able to make the rank 6 doing that by linking this off as well. It just wastes too many resources, and all you do is get the rank 6. The headhunt is just really good over the rank 6, to be honest. So yeah. Okay, so now we'll go into the other 1-card combo, which is the Gate combo. So let's do that. Okay, guys, so this will be the 1-card Gate combo. So let's get right into this. So Gate uses the effect to search. You are going to search the Lamia here. That's why you have to play a Lamia. You're not going to search the Lamia just yet. You're actually not going to search Lamia at all. You're going to send it. So you're going to go Copernicus, right? So Gate searches Copernicus. Normal summon Copernicus effect. Foolish Barrels the Lamia, right? You're going to use Lamia effect, sending Gate for cost to special summon. You're going to use 1-2, link, go into the Gilgamesh. Yeah, here he is. So Gilgamesh effect. Places the scales. Now you're going to scale up these two, Thomas and Griffin. Going to take 1,000 here. Pendulum summon 1. Going to use Griffin effect. So you can resolve Griffin because Gate is in the graveyard. You have a contract in grave or field. So this can resolve. Boost this by 500 till the end of the turn. Effect to add this back. And effect special summon. And now you can overlay. You make the rank 4. And the same thing essentially just happens, right? You just go like this. You do the Gilgamesh. Effect as the contract. So yeah, you want to do this because you have no contract initially, right? So the other one's engraved. So this is basically the same as the 1-card combo, except you're missing a contract. You're going to go Fusion Summon. Right? You go ahead. Summon the Genghis. You're going to drop this down, overlay into Machine X, keep this in the center zone. Genghis effect revives the Griffin. Griffin effect adds the trap. So yeah, there's your 1-card Gate combo. Pretty straightforward, right? It's the exact same thing as the Kepler essentially, except you're missing the you're just missing the other contract for Machine X, right? Still very strong. So yeah. So now let's jump into some of the 2-card combos. All right, let's see it. All right, guys. So this is going to be the normal 2-card combo that I showcased multiple times, but you know, not everyone still picks up on it essentially. So I'm just going to quickly go over and reiterate, break it down more so people really understand where this can come from and how they can get this through game states. So the 2-card combo is derived from any of these cards, right? So it can either be a mixture of Kepler, Griffin, Kepler, Copernicus, Gate, Copernicus, Gate, Griffin, or Griffin, Copernicus. This is all 2-card combo, right? This is all the same combo. So any mixture of these, right? So for top combo sake, we're going to do this. So these two are already in our hand. I'm going to put this here. So we're going to start off here, right? So we'll go with this. Normal summon Kepler, effect to search. Searches the Gate. Gate, effect to search. Searches the Copernicus. We can now pendulum summon the Copernicus. Effect, special summon. Special summons. We're going to link these two. We're going to go for the Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh effect. Places the scales. You want to, so when you're doing the 2-card combo, of any of that mixture of those two, you're going to go for these. Ragnarok, Orthros, right? So these are the cards you're scaling up. Anytime you have a mixture of those, you're going for this 2-card combo, you're going to scale these two, take 1,000. You're going to pendulum summon both. Now you're going to pendulum summon both of these. This effect triggers if you have it. Copernicus now triggers the Foolish Burial and Necrosign. Right, so we're going to send Necrosign here. We're going to overlay these. We're going to go for the Caesar. And now we're going to overlay to Tell. Tells you going to use the effect. Since we already burned, we can use the effect, burn for 1,000, targeting itself. Orthos effect can target this and itself. Pop. King Tell effect will Foolish Burial. So now you're going to Foolish Burial the license. Like, I'm pretty sure most people know this combo, but I'm just trying to show break down where this all comes from and any mixture of variety of so people can just easily see. Like I said, I've seen so many hands still where people have this combo, but they decide not to go for it and something a lot worse. So yeah, I'm just trying to show where it comes from and break it down a little bit more. So you're going to send, off King Tell, you're going to send the license. The reason why you're sending the license because it will recycle the Orthros, which you're going to use for the Siegfried later on. So you're going to go ahead, use Necrosign here. Necrosign's going to fusion summon with the Copernicus. You want to use Copernicus because it's like the one card that you're actually not going to utilize for the rest of the turn. You're going to summon your first copy of Genghis, right? This triggers, the summon of Genghis triggers Ragnarok to target special summon the Griffin. Chainlink 1 will be Genghis here off the summon of Griffin. So summon of Griffin triggers the Genghis as Chainlink 1 to target special summon the Caesar. Chainlink 2, Griffin to add. And then Chainlink 3, this chain blocks all of them as to special summon because you did burn 1,000. This comes out. This will add you the trap. The Headhunt. And then this revives the Caesar. Right, so we're here now. The first thing we're going to do here is we're going to synchro summon. Because if they do Nibiru us, at least we have a Siegfried and Grave loaded for next turn because we successfully summoned this thing. So now we can do this. link these two off. Go for our second copy of Gilgamesh. The effective Caesar triggers in the graveyard to add a contract. You're gonna add the Swamp King. You're gonna use activate Swamp King, use the effect to fusion summon. So you're probably gonna use the Caesar and the Gilgamesh because you probably don't need to search a contract next turn because you're gonna try to keep gate out. And you're gonna summon the other copy of the Genghis. You're gonna overlay these. Summon this. Let's just move this here for ease of sake. And you're gonna put the Mashiachs over here. And then you're gonna set the headhunt. So that's where the 2-card combo comes from. And like, I know like most people know this at this point, but like I said, like a lot of replays I've seen are like, people have access to this and they go for a lot worse plays and they don't see it, right? So I'm trying to like show you where it comes from, and like it's something most people know, but I mean, I think it's good to just relay this quick, just so people just know it and make sure there's no mistakes, so we don't see mistakes like that happen in the future, right? So yeah, let's go into the next combo, which is going to be any 2 level 4s. So we'll jump into that. All right, guys. So let's get into any 2 level 4 DD monsters. Other than forget the fact of Griffin. Griffin doesn't count here. I'm talking like any normal summon level 4. So Copernicus plus any other DD pretty much. Like Orthros plus this does nothing, but Copernicus plus Orthros or Cerberus is basically what this is. So you're gonna go normal summon effect is gonna Foolish. I think these are on the top. Yeah, okay. So put them on the top here. So we're gonna use Swirl Slam effect. You're gonna send Swirl because you need to special summon this, obviously. We're gonna put him in attack because he has 1800 defense or attack. You're gonna link these two. You're gonna go ahead into Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh effect uses the effect to place scales. So we're gonna go Ragnarok and Orthros. We're gonna place Orthros just to reserve some links. We're gonna scale these two, or sorry, pendulum summon these two. You're gonna overlay these. You're gonna go for the Caesar and the Kingtail, and we're gonna go Orthros effect to reserve some links. We're gonna pop. We're gonna use Kingtail effect here. We're gonna Foolish Burial. We're gonna send the Typhon here. So the reason why we're sending Typhon is because you'll see in a second why. So we're gonna send Typhon here. Typhon's kind of critical here. So we're gonna use this and Cerberus because we don't need Cerberus anymore at this point. We're gonna go ahead, summon, here he is, High King Genghis. Triggers, the summon will trigger Ragnarok. We're gonna special summon the Kingtail. Now triggers Genghis, special summon the Caesar. So we're gonna get these two out here. And the reason being is because this can now search a contract, the Fusion one. This can send the, this can Foolish Burial again, right? So we're gonna go ahead, use these two. This way we're only using 2 links here. Effect of, you're going to go chain 1 Caesar, chain 2 Kingtail. You want the Caesar resolve first because you want a contract at least for if this gets Ash Blossom. If that were to happen, that'd be weird, but at this point in time. So you're going to go ahead, this is going to get Foolish Burialed by, the Griffin's going to get Foolished. And you're going to go ahead and search out, where is it? Oh, here it is, the Swamp King. So you're going to go ahead, activate the Swamp King. You're going to use the effect of Fusion Summon. It's completely up to what you want to use. Let's just say I go Copernicus and one of the Gilgameshes is something I could definitely do. And I'm going to go ahead summon the Genghis here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, depends which one you want to overlay, it's up to you. I'm going to just use the High King Genghis here for the Machine X. Over the Machine X, triggers a Genghis, target special summoning the Griffin. And now Griffin effect can activate, special or to add. You can have the trap. Like I said, the trap is a main priority here because it's such a strong card. So yeah, you're essentially ending on the same thing. It's basically the same thing with 2 level 4 DDs, just more bodies on board essentially, and a little bit more protection because this is on board. But yeah, Headhunt should do the job most of the time. And you have follow up too because this can go and scale, special summon this on the standby, which I think a lot of people forget. I never see this actually activate anymore. This going in scale, special summoning this, putting like maybe a Griffin if you have one engraved, but yeah. So yeah, that's your 2-card combo. This is your 2-card combo with Copernicus and any level 4 DD that's like an Orthros or like a normal summoning DD, not Griffin, right? So yeah, it's pretty strong. It's pretty viable, right? There's other different combo routes you can go, like make the rank 6 as well instead of Foolish and the Griffin, but like I said, Griffin adding Headhunt's really, really powerful. As we found over time, Headhunt's just such a broken card. It's a god card, so yeah. All right, on to the next combo, which will be Kepler and Swirl Slime. Okay, guys, so this is going to be another 2-card combo that I have showcased once before, not in the combo video that I first did, so I decided I'm going to include it here. It's something still a lot of people don't super know about, but if you don't know it, it's really cool, and it's something that you think. The cool thing about this, and the reason why I'm going to include it, is because it's really like a mindset shift. So you're thinking one thing, but DDDs, it's like you have to think of like all the different mechanics it does rather than just going streamlined. That's what really makes it the deck different. So yeah. So we're going to go ahead here, and I'm going to show you how this works. So you're going to go normal summon the Kepler. So this combo was invented by a guy in the OCG. I can't credit for it, so every time I showcase this combo, I always say it's from the guy. I forget his name. It's like Chick YGO or something, but yeah, he made this combo, and it like kind of blew my mind. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. So yeah, this combo like is pretty awesome. So Gate's gonna use the effect to search here. Now you're gonna search the Griffin. Now it's gonna be interesting because if you're used to if you don't know the combo, you're thinking, well, where does this go? Like this is the 1-card combo, then you can just pitch this. Not exactly. So we're going to do this. We're going to special summon the Griffin. Use these. Go for a Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh effect places the scales. This is where it gets interesting. So you're going to go Thomas 1. And the Ragnarok and the other scale. So you have a scale 6 and a 5. And if you haven't seen this combo or you don't know where this is going, this looks really weird, right? But don't worry. This is where you have to do like a mindset shift when you're playing this deck. Right, so you're going to burn 1,000. You're going to use Thomas effect to recycle the Griffin. Now you have fodder for the Swirl Slime. So you're going to use Swirl Slime effect here to fusion summon with the Griffin. You're going to head summon the Genghis. This now triggers Ragnarok. The summon of Genghis triggers Ragnarok, which is why you scaled this up. Summons a Griffin. Griffin now triggers, so Swirl Slime does a lot of work here. So Griffin's going to use the effect. You're not going to search the trap. You're going to search the Copernicus. And then you're going to go banish Swirl Slime to special the Copernicus. This is really cool. And then you're going to go Copernicus, Foolish Burial. You're going to send the Necro Slime. And overlay these two. And go into the Caesar. Now you're not gonna go into the rank 5 just yet. You're gonna overlay these. Or sorry, you're gonna link these. And you're gonna use the rank 4. So you're gonna use Caesar's effect to add the fusion spell. So you're gonna add the Swamp King here. Whew. That's Swamp King. Then what you're gonna do? Actually, on this, sorry, you're gonna actually chain block this. You're gonna go. I actually completely forgot to mention this. We want to chain block this, so you go Caesar 1, Genghis chain link 2 on the Gilgamesh. So you're gonna revive back the Caesar, and then that chain blocks, right? So this combo actually really effectively plays around. I mean, if they ash this, I mean, it is what it is. You just kind of lose, but it plays around Nibiru really well, and I'll show you how, right? So you're going to go into Caesar here. You're going to add the Swamp King. You're going to go into King Tell. King Tell effect will burn you for 1,000. And see, the reason why it's really good is because if they nib you, they have to do it here, right? So you're going to go like this. And it's really up to you. Like, it depends how you want to do this, right? So I'm going to summon the Genghis here. So you're just going to summon the Genghis here. Leave the King Tell out. You're going to go ahead, overlay these two. And then you're going to go for the Caesar here, right? You're going to activate the Swamp King now. You're going to use Swamp King effective fusion summon. You're going to use the King Tell and the Gilgamesh. You use the Diarch. King Tell's effect, uses the effect. Sends the Lamia. Lamia effect, sending Swamp King. You're not going to use the Swamp King at all on the follow-up, really. Depends. You can still summon a level 8, but yeah. So you're going to use the effect to send the Swamp King. You're going to use Diarch and Lamia. This gets banished. You're going to summon Siegfried now, and you're going to overlay for the Machine X. So there you go. That's Kepler plus Swirl Slime. Pretty cool, right? I mean, it's pretty amazing what that actually gives you. Something you don't think of, right? So, yeah. Anyways, guys, we're going to go on to the next combo. This is going to be Gate plus Necro Slime, which I have showcased, but I just kind of want to touch over that real quick, and you'll see why. Okay, see you in a bit. Alright, guys. Welcome to the Necro Slime plus Gate combo. So, this is a combo that I showcased like a while back when I first showcased the combos. I think this really showed what Thomas can actually do in the deck, right? its main purpose. So yeah, it's a pretty cool deck combo. But what I want to do here is touch base a little bit more on this. So this can be a mixture of either Typhon and also the Lamia. So if you open any of these with a gate, it's all going to do you the same thing. It's all the same. So let's just say we have Lamia, for example, right? So let's say gate plus Lamia is pretty good, right? So we're going to go gate effect to search. You know, Copernicus, like the one card combo, except you have Necro Slime in play now, right? So you're going to go normal summon the Copernicus, use effect of Foolish Burial. You're going to send Necro Slime, which is right here. You use Lamia effect, you're going to send this for cost, special summon itself, right? And now if you open like this, you're going to go Copernicus, Foolish Burial, this is special summon itself by getting rid of the Necro Slime. That way you can actually keep the gate face up, which is really good, right? I mean, that's just primarily what you want to do, but for this combo, this is what it's going to be. So these two are in the grave. So I'm just showing you like a mixture of how this happens, right? So, and I think most of you guys would know where this combo pans out at this point. You're going to go Gilgamesh effect here to place the scales. It's going to be the Thomas, and you might as well go Thomas plus, oh, you have to go Thomas plus, I'm just looking for it here. Here it is, Thomas, and, oh, Jesus, Griffin. Okay, there we go. So we're going to scale up Thomas Griffin. Pendulum Summon, same thing happens. Since you have a contract engrave, you can do this. Boost 500, Thomas added back to hand. Effect special summon comes out. You're going to go ahead, overlay, burn 1,000, right? Targeting itself. You're going to link these two. And you're going to go for Gilgamesh. The effect of King Tell in graveyard is going to Foolish Burial the Vice Typhon now. See, that's what I'm saying. If you open Vice Typhon, then you just Foolish Burial the Necro Slime. So it all works in tandem, right? I think it really helps when I can show you guys like just in the hand like what each one can equate to and how it's all gonna venture off to the same purpose, right? And just touch on like when that event happens. Like in this situation, like oh now this, if you were to open like the Typhon, then you just search Necro Slime here instead of when I'm sending the Typhon here. You know what I mean? So we're gonna start off using the Typhon effect here to Fusion Summon. We're gonna use the Gilgamesh primarily. And we're going to go for the High King Genghis. So now, on the summon of High King Genghis, we're also going to use the Necro Slime, using the Copernicus. My sleeve keeps touching this. I'm going to summon the Genghis. This now triggers High King Genghis. Target's supposed to summon the Caesar. And now this triggers this. Target's supposed to summon the Griffin. Griffin now effect adds the Headhunt. You go ahead, add the Headhunt. And you're going to go ahead, link these two guys off. You go for the third Gilgamesh, which this combo does come up, by the way. You're going to use the effect of Caesar to add. Go ahead, add the... Where is it? Here is Swamp King. Add Swamp King. Right, you're going to activate Swamp King, use the effect of Fusion Summon. You can use a Gilgamesh probably, and just maybe the copy of King Tell, because you probably want the Caesar follow-up to get a gate in your hand. Well, Caesar one gets sent anyways. I mean, I don't know. It depends, right? So yeah, we're just going to do this. Summon the Genghis, overlay these two, make the rank 6. Oh, here he is. Make the rank 6. Overlay this or this, depends what you want to do. And then set the Headhunt. So that's like a really strong combo, right? Like I said, it's a mixture of Gate plus Lamia. Lamia, it's either Gates with Lamia, Necro Slime or Vice Typhon. It all equates to the same thing, right? So, except you'd have 2 contracts if you open one of the graveyard fusions instead of over the Lamia, right? So, yeah. Alright guys, so that wraps up the 2-card combos, and what I'm now going to do is... Actually, no, I have one more 2-card combo I need to show you guys. It's going to be Kepler and Thomas, alright? So let's get into that one. Okay guys, so here's the very mediocre 2-card combo. I mean, no one likes to open Thomas, but it is what it is. But if you open Thomas and Kepler, it's pretty good. And I'll show you why, okay? So, we're normal Kepler effect is search. We're going to go ahead, grab Gate. Gate effect search, we're going to go ahead, grab Griffin. Griffin effect, special summon. So the reason why we're grabbing Griffin is because we need a card body to summon, right, to make the link. Go ahead, link these two off. Gonna go for Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh effect places the scales. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna place Orthros, and we're gonna place Copernicus. So 2 low scales, and you'll see why in a second. So the reason why you're doing this is because Orthros can now pop both of them. So Orthros can pop the Copernicus and itself, so you're gonna use Orthros effect to pop both of them. Get these in the scales, and you're gonna go ahead, Thomas effect is gonna recycle the Orthros, give you the scale, and you're gonna scale Orthros. You're gonna go Pendulum Summon 2, and you're kind of off to the races at this point. So you're gonna go 1, 2, use the effect of Copernicus to send Foolish Burial. You are going to send Necroslime, and it kind of pans out as what we just seen before, right? So we're gonna go like these with these guys. We're gonna go ahead, go into the Caesar, go into the King Tell effect to burn. Now the reason why, so this could have, now before there is a way to like make the like the Siegfried rank 6 in the XYZ. But the only thing is, in order to do that, you'd have to go Orthros effect and then like recycle it back with Thomas. We can't recycle again with Thomas. It's a hard once per turn, so we can't go for that. So we're just gonna go for this here. We're gonna go King Tell effect to burn our opponent for 1,000, right? You're gonna use Orthros effect, pop itself, or you can link off. It's really up to you. It depends what's more important to you, but you have Thomas for next turn, so you can afford to do that. This is not a hard once per turn, which is really nice. So we're gonna use King Tell's effect. And a Foolish Burial here. We're gonna go ahead and send the Typhon, and this just pans up to what we just seen last time, right? So you're gonna go Typhon effect here, and it's literally the same thing. So yeah, you go Genghis. Like, I'm not really gonna go much forward with this because now you just go, it's literally the exact same thing I just showcased, right? Necroslime makes the Genghis. It's literally, yeah, so the Thomas Kepler is essentially, just think of it like this. Thomas Kepler is essentially the same thing as Gate and Necroslime. So these two equate to the exact same thing, all right? So that's basically how I can sum it up. Just keep in mind when you're doing this, you're going to have to scale the two low scales. The reason why you go Orthros and the Copernicus is because you haven't used Copernicus yet, and Copernicus is going to give you access to Necroslime. So you're going to pop these both, and then you can now have access to the Griffin Copernicus play, right? So yeah, they're essentially so to sum it up again, this and, where was I? Oh yeah, this and this is the same as this and this, right? So yeah. All right, guys, so that is now it for the 2-card combos, and I've got a few 3-card combos I want to show you guys, aka the anti-nib combos. So let's just dig right into that. Whew. Okay, guys, so this is gonna be this is the most broken way to go Baron combo, right? So last time I showcased this, I was playing Baphomet, and what I was shadowed by was the fact that this is like the most broken way to open. And I'll show you why in a second. So these two plus any other DD, like it doesn't even matter what DD, can be like literally a Thomas. It makes Baron line. The reason being is because this can search out the Orthros. You normal summon the Orthros, it makes the Baron, and then you have 2 level 4s. That's literally why it works out like that. But this is the most broken way to open, is because this searches. You get to add the headhunt. Oh my goodness, it's getting a little bit tired, but yeah. So we're almost through this. But anyways, let's go through this. So I'm gonna walk you guys through this. So Swirl Slime, Griffin, go ahead, special summon the Genghis. We're gonna go ahead, Swirl Slime effect, special summons Kepler. We're gonna do, it really depends what we want to do here. I think this is more important to resolve, but we don't have a contract, which can be a little bit annoying. But I mean, if this resolves, we already have access to the rank 4, so we're gonna chain block this. So chain block, so chain 1 target, chain 2 to add. So I'll add us the, we're pretty bulletproof right now, right? We're gonna add the Gate. We're gonna special Griffin. Griffin effect can now add the Headhunt. So you're gonna Headhunt off Griffin. Gate's gonna use the effect to add the Orthros. And now you normal summon Orthros. And you're gonna, so normal summon is a force summon. So again, if you special summon Orthros, you're locked into Fiends. That's why we want to normal summon it. you're going to summon Baron on your 5th summon, which is really nice. If they have 2 hand traps like Veil or Nib, it's kind of rough here, but it is what it is. That's really odds would be against you at that point. Gilgamesh effect places up scales. So you're going to go ahead, go casual Orthros Ragnarok play. Really good, right? You're going to 1, 2, right? Use Orthros or Griffin if you have the cards in your hand. You're going to go ahead. Caesar, King Tell. King Tell effect is going to burn your opponent for 1,000. Baron effect, pop the King Tell, which is really good. King Tell effect to Foolish. So what you're going to do now is you're going to Foolish Burial the Vice Typhon to further extend and get more gas or get more reluctance out of your board. So you're going to send the Vice Typhon. Vice Typhon is going to use the effect. You use the Vice Typhon and probably the Orthros, honestly, because you already have one in scale. Don't have to manage our resources that bad at that point. So summon this. Triggers Ragnarok. Target's supposed to summon the Genghis. We're going to summon the Genghis. Effect. Target's supposed to summon the Caesar. So now we have Caesar out. We're going to probably just keep the Orthros and go for a link because we only use 1 link here. You link these 2 guys off. Going to go for the Gilgamesh here. And the effect of Caesar. Go ahead and add the Swamp King. And you're going to go ahead, activate Swamp King, use the effect of Fusion Summon. We're going to use this, so the Gilgamesh, and we're going to use Caesar. We don't need Caesar for the follow-up. It's going to summon the other copy of Genghis. Overlay these 2 for the Caesar. Overlay this guy for the Machine X or the Gilgamesh, whichever one you want. Set Headhunt. So that's your most powerful. I mean, there is more powerful Edmords. If you open like 4-card combos, you can also end on the Siegfried, which is pretty good too. I mean, typically if you add, that's actually the one time where when you open Thomas, it's really good because you can like go Thomas at the end, recycle, and then you can recycle the you can pen and summon 2 cards and then recycle the Griffin, go from there and leave out the Orthros, and then it's pretty good. But it's overcomplicated and it's not really realistic for this deck. But yeah, this is like essentially the best combo, quote unquote, for this deck that comes up frequently. So yeah. All right, guys. So now we're going to go on to the second last 2-card combo. Let's see it. All right, guys. So let's get into the second last combo for tonight. So this is your other anti-nib combo. It's going to be Copernicus, Swirl Slime, Necro Slime. So let's jump right into how you effectively do this, right? So normal summon Copernicus, use the effect. Gonna send the Griffin. Now you're gonna use Swirl Slime with the Necro Slime. It's gonna summon the first Genghis. You're gonna use back-to-back fusion summons, so you're gonna use Necro Slime now, the fusion summon with the Swirl Slime. Use another copy of the Genghis. This triggers a Genghis already on field. Target's supposed to summon the Griffin. Griffin effect to add the trap. Go ahead, add the Headhunt. Now on your 5th summon, you're going to make the rank 6. You're now prone to, Nibiru proof, essentially, unless they have another hand trap. You're going to link these 2 off. You're going to go for Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh use the effect. So you're going to scale up the, we're going to go Orthros and the Ragnarok here. Reason why we're going to go Orthros because we want to reserve our links. Gonna go Pin to Summon 2. If you can use the effect, use it. Gonna overlay these 2. Gonna go for Caesar. You're gonna go for Tell here. Tell's gonna use the effect. So you're gonna bombard right into Tell here. Burn 1,000, target yourself. Orthros effect, target pop. King Tell effect is gonna Force Burial the Vice Typhon. Vice Typhon effect. So you're going to use Typhon and the Copernicus. You don't need the Copernicus anymore. You're going to summon the Genghis here. Genghis to summon will now trigger the Ragnarok. You're going to target supposed to summon the King Tell. And effect, target supposed to summon the Caesar. So you want to revive these 2 back because this one. So initially you're going to send the Vice Typhon because this, gives you double summon here. But when you're doing this, you're getting this to Force Burial the Lamia, and this to give you the fusion spell. That's why you want both these back, to cycle back through these. So you're gonna link these two. That's how you're gonna get them off the board. And you're gonna go for the Gilgamesh, and you go chain link 1 Caesar, chain link 2 Tell. The reason why chain link 1 Caesar because you don't have a contract in this scenario, anyways. So you're gonna Foolish Burial the Lamia, resolves first, and Swamp King. So now you're gonna use Swamp King effect. You're gonna use both your XYZs, and I'll show you why in a second. You want to keep these two engraved primarily. So you're gonna summon the Arc. Now you're gonna use Lamia effect here. You want to keep the Swamp King because here, anyways, this is the only card we have for the XYZ. Send for cost the Gilgamesh, special summon itself. You're gonna use the Arc and the Lamia. Go ahead, special summon. Where is he? Oh, Siegfried, and you're gonna overlay this for the Machine X. So essentially, this is the 2-card combo, the OP 2-card combo, with an extra link. Except you're Nibiru proof, right? So yeah, pretty good combo. And yeah, so that's going to be the second last combo, and I'm going to showcase you the very last combo, which will be an interesting one. So yeah, let's get into the last combo here. Okay guys, so yeah, there actually was no more combos to showcase you. I was thinking about doing a combo with Rage, but I figured it just kind of ends on the same thing I just kind of did. So and the times that it actually does come up when you need to play around Nibiru with Rage, it's kind of weird hands. It's kind of like it's not very streamlined. It's more so something that just kind of comes up. So I decided I might as well just end the video here. I think I went in depth enough, and it's a little bit late. So yeah, I found it just wasn't really worth it. So yeah, guys, I'm just gonna end the video here. I hope you guys liked it, and yeah, I don't do these too often, but I figured it was a good time to put another one of these out for you guys. So yeah. Anyways, guys, until the next video, I think it'll be my brother uploading the next video. So I'll see you then. Take care. Stay jacked.